And hello everybody, Modern World Emporium back again with another video. And for today's video, we're actually going to be covering an absolutely massive grifter that is taken online by storm once again, named Paige Turner. This video is going to be mostly me commentating on one specific video, just as a heads up here. So please, if that's your thing, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband.
So before we go any further in the video, she has already been caught lying. She does not work full time. She actually works on her little consultant quote unquote business that she has on TikTok. She works from home and doesn't actually do anything that would be considered actual work. She basically takes appointments from TikTok and charges women upwards of $250 an hour to complain about their husbands. Meanwhile, we'll reveal a little bit later in the video what her husband does as a career and why this alone negates every word she has to say.
He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my fourth baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night, when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day, when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean.
There's truly not much to say about this clip except for the fact that there actually is. Paige Turner is a massive online grifter, and you're going to hear me call her this multiple times throughout the video because that is precisely what she is. She is a massive online grifter whose entire intention is to dissuade young women from believing they have to have any type of responsibility in the household. So now, one thing that you may not know about her is that her family has an absolute ton of money. You can tell just by those beautiful pearly white counters and cabinets in the back, but her husband is a lineman. Yes, you heard that correctly. He lays electrical lining. He risks his life doing electrical work so she can sit at home and charge you, the moronic female that thinks that their husband just doesn't do enough, $250 an hour to complain about him. She talks about having 4 kids. That alone is a sign of having a lot of money combined with the aesthetic of the house and her little fake business that she runs, where she essentially scams women into believing that they are better than their husband in every imaginable way because they change a diaper or two here and there. It's really, really disgusting, and I believe her business should be investigated for fraud.
And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband.
He lays
like,
electrical line and puts his life on the line every day so this woman can be offended at a water bottle not being taken out of the dishwasher. How absolutely insane.
What he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see How every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here.
All right. So, what massive online grifter Paige Turner fails to mention in this video, at least this part of the clip, is that single fathers are not the ones constantly going online complaining that they had to load the dishwasher or that it's just too much because they can't go out and party and have sex with random men anymore. That's mostly single mothers. So, yes, I would say the bar is held quite high for single fathers as well, or fathers in general. And what she's saying is a complete load of bullshit. Now, she's talking here about how she's offended that her husband, who has to do life-threatening electrical work in order to pay all the bills in her household, didn't take that water bottle out of the dishwasher, and it just ruined her day. And then she has to blatantly lie to the audience and say she was almost late for work. What work? You work in a home office where you do nothing but scam young women. It is crazy to me, by the way, and I want to go a little off the script here for a minute. It is really crazy to me that manosphere or red pill type content, whatever you would like to call it, or whatever you refer to it when you talk about it. For instance, like Taylor the Fiend or mine or anyone else's content it gets referred to, it is told that it is extremely damaging and harmful to young men. But you never ever hear anyone say this about the female equivalent of this content, which is what this woman is doing. And in my opinion, this type of content is far more harmful to the young woman than the type of content we produce is to the young man. This content is teaching young women that they are not only holier than thou, but everyone on the planet owes them something and is never doing enough to make them happy. Meanwhile, content like ours promotes men to uplift themselves and be aware of the women in the very content that we're covering right now. Huge difference here. Telling young men to look out for themselves, better themselves, and don't fall for the scam versus women being told to perpetuate the scam, only care about themselves, and the second that anyone in their life messes up, they are nothing, they are not worth your time anymore, essentially. It's fucking pathetic. This woman is fucking pathetic. She is worthless. And if this is another reason why divorce should not be 50-50, her husband should kick her right to the fucking curb so she can go live in a one-bedroom apartment with multiple cats like every other woman like her deserves.
And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can
No,
tell
no,
you
you
now, three
didn't
years
do
later,
any
that we
work.
are
You forced him
happier
to
than ever.
change
Our
and do
kids are
more on
thriving. Our
top of his
home
life-threatening
runs like a
work and paying all
well-oiled
your
machine.
bills.
And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience. And I want people to know that there's hope and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
There is no way that this woman is going to sit here and say that men have more time for their hobbies and personal enjoyment when her entire consulting business is basically a hobby that rips off women. Massive online grifter Paige Turner here is simply lying to women once again, talking about how women disproportionately do more of the work, women disproportionately do this and that. But what she fails to mention is that the majority of the women that do these types of jobs disproportionately are stay at home mothers or women who work from home or women who don't have a full time job and subsidize the fact that they don't contribute economically by doing other things in the home. She is a lying piece of shit who is trying to sway young women into believing they don't have to do anything in a relationship and the man has to do everything. The fact that her husband is a line man who pays all her bills is absolutely crazy to me, that she's mad that over little shit like him not taking a water bottle out of the washing machine, not doing her clothes, her laundry. Because, by the way, in a past video, she has talked about how she refuses to make his lunch, refuses to do his laundry, and borderline refuses to do the kids' laundry as well. She had 4 kids by choice with this man, and I refuse to believe at this point that this is anything more than a massive grift. And this woman is a gigantic fucking loser that nobody should listen to at all. What a pathetic fucking moron who deserves nothing that her husband provides her with. And with that, guys, we're going to cut the video here. Please like and subscribe, and make sure not to fall for the grift for women like this present online. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And remember, Paige Turner, massive online grifter.